Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel Future Force. Please subscribe and like my videos because today we are diving into one of the most critical turning points of the ongoing conflict, as Ukraine has finally had enough of playing defense and has unleashed a massive missile arsenal to strike deep into enemy positions and strategic infrastructure. For months and even years, Ukraine has been forced to adapt to a defensive posture, holding lines, building fortifications, and constantly countering drone swarms, artillery barrages, and cruise missile attacks. But now the tables are turning, and what we are seeing is a new level of Ukrainian offensive capability, a transformation that has shocked observers around the world. This isn't just about survival anymore. It's about reclaiming initiative, sending a message, and showing that Ukraine is ready to dictate the terms of the battlefield. On the exterior level, the missile arsenal that Ukraine is deploying is a showcase of both Western supplied systems and indigenous designs. Externally, these weapons look sleek, streamlined, and engineered for speed, precision, and penetration power. Each missile tells its own story. For example, the Storm Shadow long-range cruise missiles supplied by Britain and the Scal PG from France are visually impressive weapons, slim, bodied with foldable wings that deploy after launch. The HIMARS, launched GMLRS rockets, while smaller, represent the exterior strength of rapid-fire salvos, a rain of steel capable of devastating concentrations of enemy troops or equipment. Even more intriguing are Ukraine's homegrown Neptune missiles, originally developed as anti-ship weapons but now repurposed to hit land targets, with modifications to their exterior guidance systems and warhead configurations. From the outside, this growing missile family doesn't just look intimidating. It looks modern, sharp, and professional, the kind of high-tech arsenal you'd expect from a country that refuses to be crushed and is innovating under pressure. The exterior appearance of these systems serves not only a functional role, but also a psychological one, sending the image of strength and technological competence to both allies and adversaries. When it comes to the interior, this is where the real power lies, and it deserves deep analysis. Inside these missiles are some of the most advanced combinations of engineering and innovation. The guidance systems in weapons like the Storm Shadow integrate GPS, inertial navigation, and terrain following radar that allow the missile to fly low, hugging the contours of the ground to avoid detection and interception. Inside, every circuit board and microchip has a purpose: to ensure the missile can outthink air defenses. The propulsion systems are compact yet extremely efficient, with turbojet engines allowing long-range flight for hundreds of kilometers at near supersonic speeds. In the Neptune missile, the interior modifications have been carefully designed to allow the missile to shift from its maritime routes into land attack roles, an impressive feat that shows how Ukrainian engineers are not only using but upgrading their systems. The warheads within these weapons are optimized for different missions, penetrating hardened bunkers, destroying bridges, or wiping out fuel depots. Beyond the mechanics, the interior design of these missile systems reflects a philosophy of adaptability. Ukraine has been forced to innovate under siege conditions, and that necessity has produced an interior technological culture that values modularity and efficiency. Even drone-based missile systems and hybrid munitions are being built with interiors that allow quick field assembly, demonstrating the creativity of a nation that refuses to wait for perfection and instead thrives on rapid prototyping. The interior story is not just about the hardware, it's about resilience, resourcefulness, and the will to adapt technology to changing battlefield conditions faster than their opponent. This is a big reason why Ukraine's missile arsenal is not just a collection of weapons, it's a statement of internal innovation and determination. Performance is the next big factor, and it is nothing short of remarkable. These missiles are performing at levels that even seasoned analysts did not expect. In recent weeks, we have seen precision strikes hitting targets deep behind enemy lines, such as command posts, logistics hubs, and even the critical Crimean Bridge, a lifeline for Russian forces. The performance numbers are staggering, ranges of up to 300 kilometers for HIMARS munitions, 560 kilometers for Storm Shadow missiles, and even longer for certain naval modified systems. The accuracy, often measured in meters, has proven devastating, showing that Ukraine can bypass layered Russian air defense systems like the S-300 and S-400. Performance also extends to the integration of these weapons into Ukrainian tactics. Rather than firing blindly, Ukraine uses advanced targeting data from drones, satellites, and Western intelligence to maximize every launch. This integration means performance is not just about the missile alone, but the ecosystem of intelligence, reconnaissance, and operational planning that ensures each missile strike hits where it matters most. The battlefield performance has shifted from defensive resistance to offensive pressure, forcing Russia to rethink its deployment of troops, supplies, and even its naval fleet. Ukraine's missile performance has turned into a psychological weapon as well. Soldiers and civilians on the opposing side are now aware that no location is completely safe. Safety features are rarely talked about in military weapons, but they play a critical role. These systems are designed with multiple safety protocols to prevent accidental detonation or misfires. Warheads often include arming mechanisms that only activate after specific conditions are met, such as reaching a certain distance from the launch site. Some of the Western supplied missiles also come with fail-safes to ensure they cannot be repurposed or fall into enemy hands. For the operators, safety features in launch systems like HIMARS are essential, allowing crews to fire and relocate rapidly, minimizing the risk of counterstrikes. In terms of broader safety, the precision-guided nature of these weapons is designed to limit collateral damage. Unlike older Soviet-era artillery, which often devastates entire neighborhoods indiscriminately, these modern missiles focus on minimizing civilian harm while maximizing military impact. This aspect of safety makes Ukraine's arsenal not only more effective militarily, but also more acceptable politically to its allies, who are sensitive to civilian casualties. The unique selling points of Ukraine's missile arsenal are clear and compelling. First, it is the blend of Western technology with local ingenuity. No other conflict in modern times has seen such a fusion of advanced imported systems with indigenous adaptation at this scale. Second, the psychological effect is massive. Ukraine has gone from being seen as the victim always on the defensive to an actor capable of striking deep, shifting the morale on both sides. Third, the flexibility of this arsenal is unmatched. Ukraine can launch missiles from ground systems, ships, aircraft, and even repurposed drones. This versatility creates uncertainty for the adversary, who must spread resources thinly across multiple possible launch sites. Fourth, the symbolic impact of striking strategic targets like the Crimean Bridge cannot be understated. It's not just infrastructure damage, it's a blow to the opponent's prestige. Finally, the unique selling point lies in the speed of adaptation. Ukraine is showing the world that it can rapidly integrate new weapons, modify old ones, and develop hybrid systems faster than expected, making its missile arsenal a constantly evolving threat. Talking about price in the context of war is difficult, but it's worth noting because the economics of missile warfare are crucial. Each Storm Shadow missile costs approximately $2 million, while HIMARS rockets are cheaper but still expensive compared to conventional artillery shells. Ukraine has received many of these weapons through Western aid, which means the price for Ukraine is more about political capital than cash. However, Ukraine's domestic missile production, like the Neptune and HIMARS, shows a clear strategy to reduce dependency on outside supplies and cut costs. Producing weapons locally is more affordable, ensures steady supply, and reduces vulnerability to changing foreign policies. At the same time, the price Ukraine is paying in risk and escalation is high. Every missile strike deep into enemy territory risks retaliation, but Kiev has calculated that the benefits outweigh the costs. For Ukraine, the real price is about sustaining pressure long enough to shift the war's momentum permanently. In conclusion, Ukraine's massive missile arsenal is not just a collection of hardware, but a turning point in the conflict. From the sleek, intimidating exteriors to the deeply advanced interiors, from the outstanding battlefield performance to the safety measures ensuring controlled precision, from the unique selling points of adaptability and psychological impact to the high but necessary costs of production and deployment, this arsenal symbolizes a new era. Ukraine has shown that it will no longer accept being cornered into defense. It has chosen to hit back, to push forward, and to prove that determination, when paired with technology and resilience, can change the course of history. The world is now watching closely. Allies are encouraged, enemies are worried, and the people of Ukraine are witnessing proof that their sacrifices are fueling a force capable of taking the fight to the enemy. This is not just about missiles. This is about a nation declaring it is here to fight, to win, and to define its own destiny. And as always, we'll keep bringing you the updates, analysis, and explanations you need right here on Future Force. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because this story is far from over.